Good day, class. Today will be our last discussion. I hope you enjoyed our past classes and have learned something new. Let's go our last topic for this semester. Our topic for today is all about use literary devices and techniques to craft poetic forms. Reading a poem paves the way to making meaning in life. It teaches us how to live. No poem can be reached in the same way because the words mean something different to each of us. To better understand this matter, oftentimes you find and share something more in common with the poem contents than you originally thought. This makes the poem meaningful. What is rhyme? Rhyme is a part of what we mean when we say poetry is musical. It happens when the ending sounds of words are repeated. Rhyming words do not appear only at the end of the lines and rhyme in the poems, but they may appear within the line or internal rhyme. Example, death is quicker than time. Now, inhumanity not a crime. Time or crime and rhyme. Next example. Viral madness in your head fighting COVID-19 so you won't be dead. Head and dead, internal rhyme. Some poems rhyme, others don't, but one thing is sure. Each poem captures the moment in time, feeling, thoughts, and experiences. Other interesting features of a poem that make it musical is the presence of sound devices. What are sound devices? Sound devices are tools used by poets to convey and reinforce the meaning or experience of poetry through the skillful use of sound. In poetry, the words and their order should evoke images, and the words themselves have sounds which can emphasize or otherwise clarify those images. Since poetry is basically rhythmical, it heavily relies on sound devices to create a musical effect. Here are the types of sound devices. Onomatopoeia. This is a sound device which refers to the use of words with sound suggest their meaning. Example, the bang of a gun, the buzz of a bee, the hiss of a snake, the puff of a firecracker. Alliteration. This is the repetition of the same initial consonant sounds of at least two words in line of poetry. Example, the frog frackled previously on the forest floor, little skinny shoulder blades stinking through your clothes, stuck out by a seed flying fearless and fleet. Assonance. This is the repetition of vowel sounds at the beginning, middle, or end of at least two words in a line poetry. Example, hear the mellow wedding bells, excerpt from by Edgar Allan Poe. Consonants. This is the repetition of consonant sounds at the middle or end of at least two words in a line of poetry. Example, he fumbles at your spirit as players at the keys before they drop full music on. He stands you by degrees by Emily Dixon. Aside from the sound devices, figurative language is also very common in poetry. What is figurative language? Figurative language is a language that uses words or expressions with a meaning that is different from the literal interpretation. And here are the different types of figurative language. Simile is a clear and direct comparison between two things that are not alike. It often uses the words like or as. Example, your teeth are like stars, an excerpt from a poem written by Denise. Metaphor. It is a comparison made between two different things without using the words like or as. Example, the night is big black cat, an excerpt from a poem written by G. or Clark. Personification. This is the attribution of human qualities, nature, or characteristic to something non-human or inanimate objects, or the representation of an abstract quality in human form. Example, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils beside the lake beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, except from I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud by William Wordsworth. Irony. This refers to the expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite, typically for humorous or ethnic effect. Example, there are roaches infesting the office of a pest control service. Your dress will only look elegant if you will not wear it. Oxymoron are opposite words put together to form a unique meaning. Example, I let out a silent scream when the teacher called on me to answer the one question that I didn't know. Idiom, a saying that often literally make no sense. Example, don't beat around the bush, meaning just say what you really mean. I'm feeling under the weather means I'm feeling sick. What is imagery? Imagery is a literary device that refers to the use of figurative language to evoke a sensory experience or create a picture with words for a reader. We experience the world through five senses of human body: taste, touch, sight, smell, and sound. If the writer wishes us to feel that we are there beside him in experience, he must give us details or smell, sounds, and textures as well as describing what he can see. So, any questions? So, if none, that is that's it for today. I hope you learned something new. So, see you next week. God bless.